So we were speaking yesterday how a person, the more he trusts in Hashem, the more siyat d'shmaya, he gets more assistance from above he gets. So sometimes you could trust in your boss, you could trust in a person, you have good connections with somebody and you think that they'll pull through for you. So you put your trusted man, and Hashem says in the Torah that you left me, the prophet says, you left me for broken cisterns. Hashem is a spring flowing of water, and you left that for a broken well that doesn't have any water. This man that you trust in, this man that you rely on, good example is Trump, right? Yeah, Trump, he's going to save us, he's going to this, he's going to that. You're putting trust in man, you remove from yourself siyata d'shmaya. And what? And a person who doesn't trust in him, I know he's a shaliach, I know that Hashem is really running everything. So therefore, you're going to still have assistance from above because you're trusting in Hashem and not trusting in a person. As it says in the Pasuk, right? It says, Baruch HaGever Yiftach b'Hashem. Blessed is the man who goes and trusts in Hashem. Now, what if a person doesn't trust in the man? I don't trust in people. I know people are not reliable, but I trust in my strength. You see my muscles, I'm strong. I can take anybody down. Or you see my quickness, I'm faster than anybody. You see my intellect, I'm smarter than anybody. I can go and outplay anybody. So he says, even that person shouldn't trust. A person still has to trust Hashem, even though he has those skills. Why? He says, such a person who trusts in his own physical strength, wisdom, or efforts, yigal larik ve'halesh koho. He's going to toil in vain and needlessly exhaust himself. Why? Because such a person, Hashem will also show him. There'll be walls that you cannot climb. There'll be bricks you cannot pick up. There'll be challenges that you'll have no way out. Your intellect will not be able to make you able to solve it. And you'll be stuck. And you'll, by force, realize that you need HaKadosh Baruch Hu to save you. He says, and his strategies will be limited to attain his goals. It says in the Pasuk, Locher hachamim be'ormam. It says in the Pasuk in Yov, Hashem traps the wise in their shrewdness. Meaning to say, Hashem traps those who rely on their own wisdom by letting them be confined to their limitations of their shrewdness, right? Or he makes it that they trap them in their own strategies against them. What does Hashem do by the Rashayim all the time? What did he do with Haman? Napochu, right? The tree, the gallows that Haman said, I'm going to hang Mordechai, ended up being what he hung himself on, right? So you see that Hashem makes it that you think you're smart. Watch how your smartness, your smarty pants, you're going to dig your own grave. You're going to dig your own hole because of you relying on your smarty, being smarty. So therefore what Hashem says, be careful not to rely on your skills alone. As it says, V'ama shafti v'ra'ot ha'at hashemesh ki lo lekalim meros v'lo legiborim milchama v'gam lo lechachamim le'chayim. Kohelet says, King Solomon says, I saw under the sun, the race is not won by the swift, right? The rabbit never won, the turtle won, right? And the battle is not won by the strong. And the bread does not come to the wise, nor riches to the intelligent. I think if you take all the millionaires in the world, you'll see how many of them are not that smart. Are they millionaires? Because the money doesn't always come to smart people. People plan and Hashem laughs. You know that story I said many times. Two guys walking. He goes in the tree. He says, watch, I'm going to get the apple. He climbs the tree in 1 second. He's about to grab the apple. He shakes the branch, the apple falls down. The other guy catches it. He says, you see, everything's from Hashem. In the end, you think. In the end, whatever Hashem wants is going to be. You think in the last second, Hashem could change everything. So therefore, no point in relying only in your skills. You have to rely on Hashem. Then lastly, the one that's more difficult is Ve'im yiftach be'orov oshro. If a person places trust in his abundant wealth, what happens? A guy says, I'm not worried about anything, Rabbi. You know why? I said, because you have Hashem? No, because I'm big boss. I have a lot of money. You know how many people work for me? You don't know what I could do. In 1 second, I could flip everything and why? I'm wealthy. I'm bagate. I'm oligarch. So what happens? Says Hashem, Yusar mimenu v'ishar zulato. On him, says the HaLevavot, he may learn to trust in Hashem. How? His wealth will be taken from him and left to others to enjoy. As it says in the Pasuk, Ashir yishka velo yasef ena pekach ve'enenu. Yov says a rich man may be bedridden, but not gathered in to die. When he opens his eyes, it's gone. So the guy gets sick. He gets in his deathbed, right? A wealthy person will pay all the money in the world to be healed. There's a story, I think, there's a story in the news. There was a lady who was super wealthy in India. She got very sick. The doctors didn't know how to heal her. They said, it is what it is. This is the end. She said, what? She came the next day, bags of money, and she threw it at the doctor's face. She threw it all over the hospital. She didn't care that anybody took her money. She says, what does this help me? It's like Marta Bat Baitus in times of the Chorban Beit HaMikdash. She was a wealthy woman. She couldn't buy flour. She couldn't buy food in Yerushalayim. There was a siege. There was a famine. So she took all her gold and silver, started throwing in the street. She says, what does this help me in all this money? What, I'm going to eat the money? I'm going to heal myself with the money? What does it help me? So therefore he says, the pasuk, a rich man could be bedridden. By the time he heals, you see his money is gone. In Mishlei it says, King Solomon says, do not weary yourself to become rich. Right? A guy works 20 to 60, hustle, buy, become rich. He becomes 60, he's not even rich, right? And he worked 40 years of his life. And he says to King Solomon, do not tire yourself to become rich. Refrain from relying on your own understanding. Because the pasuk says, even if you get wealthy, if you close your eyes 1 second and you don't pay attention to Hashem, then your money could disappear. As it says, person who relies on his money and not on Hashem, in the middle of his days, it will leave him. And in the end, he will be considered a scoundrel. He'll become a naval. He'll be considered, this guy, I remember he used to be, now today he's a, who wants to talk about him? Who wants to look at him? How many people, for the greed, for wealth, they make big scams, they got thrown in jail. He used to be, you see this guy, Bagat the guy, he's Chashav. And now he came out of jail 10 years later. This guy, he's a nobody, he's a crook, he's a criminal, has a shalom, Or a person who relies on his wealth, he has ga'ava. Hashem can make him sick, has a shalom. And then he won't be able to work, and then his money will fall to the hands of somebody else. You know how many people, they work. Their son was a tzaddik, they died, and then the money went to the son. That's it. All his life he worked for who? To enjoy his retirement? No, he died very young. He gave all his money. His son became a millionaire overnight. He didn't work so hard like his father. But what? Hashem says, Hatzi Amav, half of his days will pass and he won't see the money. He'll work so hard and it'll go to somebody else. Or Timna Mimenu Hanatabo. Or Hashem lets a person have money, but he doesn't let him enjoy it. Hashem makes it like what? Some people, they don't care about the money anymore. What do they care about? They care about the kavod. I don't care that I have 100 million in the bank. I want to be in the Forbes list. I want to see top 10 wealthy people. Or he sees he has money, but when he goes to the party, people don't give him kavod. So he says, I can't stand it. Why does he get so much kavod and I don't get kavod? Why does he? So therefore, he starts going out of his way to try to get this kavod from people, and he doesn't even care about the money anymore. Hashem blocks it that the money doesn't make it happen anymore. And that's because he places trust in his wealth. So therefore, it says the pasuk, Velo yeshlitenu ha'elokim le'echol mimenu. There's an unfortunate thing, says King Solomon. Hashem gave a man riches and wealth and honor, and he lacks nothing that a heart could desire. But Hashem doesn't give him the ability to enjoy from it. And the money by him is like what? Pikadon sheshomer ato min ha'pgaim ad sheyashuv lemishu ra'ui lo, says HaLevavot. He says, and what does the money stay by him? The money is like a deposit. A person who goes and gives a watch, what does he do? Watch this watch for me. Give it back to me in 10 years from now. Okay, no problem. Hashem gave this guy money to just watch it because he doesn't enjoy from it. So he's just guarding it until Hashem takes it from him and gives it to the right person. So therefore, a person has to be careful not to go and amass money and rely on it. In one day it could be gone. And in one day Hashem can make it that it doesn't speak to you anymore. It doesn't make you happy anymore. And what? Only anxiety. As it says, Marbe Nechasim, Marbe Dagot. You would think the guy has a Mercedes now. Oh, that's it. I have the life. And what happens? No. But now I need to wait in line for the Porsche, whatever, Oh, I bought a house at Court Meyer. Oh, I'm the king now. I have a good life. No, but now my friends are telling me I could get a better house in 5 towns. I can move there and this and that. Oh, so the person has to know. You have to say, be thankful for everything you have and realize it's all from Hashem. Because in 1 second it could be gone, or in 1 second Hashem could put you zachmat that it doesn't speak to you anymore, it doesn't make you happy anymore, and that's a blessing to be able to be happy with what you have. Baruch